Welcome to the show, WWE Nation. This is SmackDown Spotlight, your update center for matches and news. Hit that bell and let's begin. What was supposed to be an ordinary Monday Night Raw taping turned into one of the most frightening nights in recent wrestling history. Fans came expecting entertainment, storylines, and high-energy action, but instead found themselves witnessing a real-life emergency that left the entire arena silent. In a moment that no one could have predicted, Dominik Mysterio, one of WWE's rising young stars, collapsed during his match, sending shockwaves through the locker room and leaving thousands of people desperately hoping he would be okay. It was a moment that reminded everyone that behind the bright lights and scripted drama are real human beings with real lives, real friendships, and real vulnerabilities. The collapse in the ring. The incident happened suddenly and without warning. Dominik was in the middle of a routine sequence when he paused, clutched his chest, and collapsed to the mat. Fans who moments earlier were cheering instantly fell silent as medical staff rushed into the ring. Referees signaled for immediate assistance. And within seconds, the situation shifted from televised entertainment to genuine crisis. The arena, usually filled with nonstop noise, became so quiet you could hear every command from medical personnel as they began caring for Dominik. No one in attendance thought it was part of the show. Everyone could feel how serious the situation was. Backstage panic and emotional shock. The backstage area erupted in confusion as word traveled that something had gone terribly wrong. Wrestlers, crew members, and production staff rushed toward monitors and hallways trying to figure out what was happening. Among them was Liv Morgan, who had been preparing for her own segment. She reportedly received a phone call updating her on Dominik's condition, and witnesses described her reaction as immediate, heartbreaking, and deeply human. Her expression changed from confusion to horror, and she sank to her knees as the reality of the situation hit her. Those around her tried to comfort her, but the devastation in her voice made it clear that this was far more than an on-screen partnership. This was someone she truly cared about. 4% cells. Beyond storylines. While fans have enjoyed the chemistry and dramatic tension between Dominik and Liv in recent storylines, those who worked behind the scenes knew their connection extended beyond the ring. They spent hours rehearsing, traveling, and supporting each other through the pressures of performing on one of the biggest stages in wrestling. People backstage often commented that they were almost always seen together, talking, laughing, or discussing the next segment. Their friendship had become genuine over time, something that wasn't forced by cameras but built through shared experiences and mutual respect. That's why the news hit Liv so hard, and why her emotional reaction resonated with so many fans. The rush to the hospital. Once Dominik was transported out of the arena for further medical evaluation, Liv made it clear that nothing else mattered to her in that moment. She insisted on going straight to the hospital, even though she was scheduled for a major appearance that night. WWE officials reportedly understood immediately and released her from all obligations so she could be there for her friend. Cameras outside the arena caught glimpses of Liv, still in her gear, rushing into the hospital with urgency and fear written all over her face. Those who saw her arrive described someone who was trying to stay strong, but was clearly shaken to the core. Support from the wrestling family. As the night went on, more and more wrestlers arrived at the hospital or reached out to express their support. Dominik's father, Rey Mysterio, was understandably emotional as he hurried to be with his son. Other performers, some scheduled for matches, some not even appearing on the show, checked in continuously for updates. Across the wrestling world, messages of support poured in from veterans, rising stars, and even performers from other promotions. Their posts reflected how deeply respected Dominik is and how much he means to the people who know him personally. Moments like this reminded fans everywhere that the wrestling world truly operates like a family when one of their own is hurting. Fans unite in solidarity. News of the emergency spread quickly online, and fans reacted with an outpouring of compassion. Social media filled with supportive messages, memories, and artwork dedicated to Dominik. Thousands of fans, regardless of which wrestler or brand they normally support, united in hope for his recovery. It showed the power of community in wrestling, the way storylines and rivalries disappear when real-life concerns take center stage. People who have followed Dominik since his earliest days in the business expressed how much he inspired them with his growth, determination, and sincerity, rethinking the real risks of wrestling. Although wrestling matches are carefully choreographed, the physical demands are intense, and the risks are real. Incidents like this serve as reminders that performers put their bodies on the line every time they step into the ring. The situation sparked conversations about the importance of health screenings, injury prevention, and ensuring that wrestlers receive the best possible medical care. WWE has made major advancements in safety protocols over the years, and the swift response of the medical team may have played a crucial role in Dominik receiving prompt care. Still, this incident encouraged the industry to continue strengthening its commitment to performer health and long-term well-being. The emotional toll on friends and colleagues. Despite the professional environment, the relationships formed in wrestling often run deep. Wrestlers travel together, train together, trust each other with their physical safety, and share emotional highs and lows. For Liv Morgan, Dominik's was not just a storyline disruption, it was a personal crisis. Her emotional reaction became a symbol of what many others were feeling that night: fear, uncertainty, and overwhelming concern for a friend. The support system that rallied around her and Dominik showed just how strong these bonds can be, even in a profession built on competition and performance. Life behind the spotlight stories began emerging from colleagues and friends, describing who Dominik is outside the ring: humble, hardworking, respectful, and always willing to help. Despite growing up with a legendary father, he has earned his own place in the wrestling world by treating everyone with kindness and staying dedicated to improving his craft. Moments like this highlighted not just the performer fans see on TV, but the person behind the character, reminding everyone why he's so beloved by peers and fans alike. Looking toward recovery and hope. While details surrounding Dominik's condition remain private out of respect for his family, the focus now is on his recovery and well-being. The overwhelming support from fans, wrestlers, trainers, and friends is a testament to how deeply he is valued. Everyone, from backstage personnel to global fans, is holding on to hope and sending positive thoughts his way. When the time is right, and if his health allows, there is no doubt the wrestling world will welcome him back with open arms. Until then, what matters most is that he receives the care he needs and knows just how many people are standing behind him. A community, united. The events of that night will be remembered not just for the fear and uncertainty, but for the unity that followed. Rivals became supporters, fans became a collective voice of encouragement, and the wrestling world proved, once again, why it is more than an industry. It is a global family. Liv Morgan's reaction, though deeply emotional, represented something universal: the genuine love and connection that exists behind the cameras. As everyone waits for more updates, one message remains constant and strong. Dominik Mysterio is not alone, and the entire wrestling world is rooting for his recovery.